So we've got the website up now. And at the moment we're on the blue line section of the website, and this is the section where you can practice ringing your blue line. So it works in a similar way to Able, where you select a bell that you're going to ring. In this instance, we've got the blue line showing for plain bob doubles, and the line for the third. We selected plain bob doubles at the top. We could select any method. There's a huge number of methods there. You can see all of those methods we could choose, but we're going to stick with plain bob. We could have minor, triples, major or caters, but we're going to stick with doubles. So as I said, it works in a similar way to Able, but we need to do some setting up first before we get started. So go into the settings tab, and under the general settings, we need to make sure we've got a reasonable peal time set. Now 3 hours is a reasonable peal time for ringing on 6 bells, so it's not too fast and not too slow. We can choose what bell sounds to have. We can the default is synthesised, but we can actually select Exeter Cathedral or Crediton or numbers and bells. We'll stick with the synthesised because that's about right for the peal time. If I selected Exeter Cathedral, then we might have to slow the peal time down because it sounds really odd having very heavy bells rung as fast as 3 hours. And I don't think the ringers physically would be able to do it. So I'll stick with synthesise. Now the blue line settings. Now you've got manual bell 1 and manual bell 2. So if you were wanting to practice handbells, you might select both of these to be able to use. So use the J key with manual bell 1 and the F key for manual bell 2. So we've got bell number 3 selected. Or I might select number 4 instead. And I've got none selected here for bell 2 because I think I can only cope with ringing one bell at a time. So we'll leave that at none. And if you have that selected and you don't ring it, so if you selected bell number 1, for instance, and you don't ring it, then nothing sounds at all. So make sure that you've got your second bell set to none. So we'll go back to blue line. And you can either use your mouse and click on the start button. So this, Sally, would be, if you're using your mouse to click, is what would be controlled by the J key. So that will be the bell to make your bell sound. But I'm going to use my J key. And as it says at the bottom, you press G to start and stop, and use the J key for the bell that you're going to ring. And I must warn you that it does start straight away. So as soon as you press G, it's into round. So I'm going to be bell number 4. So as you can see, when I didn't press the J key, nothing sounded. So that's how you can use that for listening. On the Learn tab, this is the screen that comes up. This is a little bit like methodology. So it tests how well you've learnt your blue line. Uses these keys, the hunt down arrow, the place arrow, or the hunt up arrow. Alternatively, you can use the H, J and K keys or the left down and right cursor keys. So we're going to look at plain bob doubles as we did before. Remember, we can select a different method, but we're going to stick with plain bob doubles. What we need to do as well is we need to go into settings and have a look down in the Learn settings here, and where it says bells to ring, we've got working bells only selected. The other option is any bell, but if we click that, then we might get the treble to ring. And if we're learning a method inside, then there's not much point in being given the treble line to use. So back to Learn, and at the top here we've got the bells, and this is automatically selected bell number 2 for me to ring. So if I'd only just learnt it, I might be overjoyed that I've got bell number 2. But if I'm trying to practice my place bells, then I might want to start on a different bell. So I can click this button here, which will make me start on the 5th. So it randomly selects which bell to start with. Now here we've got random touch. We're going to start with a plain course, so we can put bobs in once you practice your plain courses. So you can either have plain course, random touch, or manual touch, or spliced. So we'll stick with plain course, and we will start off. So I'm bell number 3, so I'm going to start off by going out to the back. So into 4th place, into 5th place, and lie at the back. Down to the front. Oh, press the wrong button. So I should have pressed that button, but I pressed that button instead. And as you can see, nothing happened. So my line didn't move. I don't know why I pressed that button, because I would have, I'd be out of the back of the change there. But over here, it's registered that I made a mistake. They've done 4 possible moves and I've made 1 mistake. So let's get back on the right track, and we'll hunt down to the front into 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and lead. So there's my lead. Now, as we can see, the treble's about to lead now. So this is where all the work happens. So if you're doing a dodge, or you're making a place, or you're making your long 5ths, this is where it happens. So I need to hunt up into 2nd place, make a place, and then hunt down to lead again. And then hunt up to the back. Now if I thought that I got to go back to lead, or I thought I was going to make seconds again, and I click the make a place, as you can see, nothing happens, but another mistake has been registered. So we'll reset, and this time we're going to ring a touch. We can have a manual touch or a random touch. I'm going to select manual touch so we can do quickly. The random touch will put bobs in anywhere, well, when treble's leading, but you don't know where they're coming. The manual touch is where you control that. So we're starting from the 5th in this occasion, so we're going to make a place, hunt down to the front, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, lead. And now the first piece of work that the 5th would have to do would be 3, 4 up. So off we go up to 3rd's place. Now the treble's about to lead, so this is where, if we want to call a bob, I'm going to click bob, and now I have to do the work that the 5th would do at a bob. So if it was if a bob hadn't been called, it would do 4, 3 up, but it makes 4th, so it goes into 4th place, makes 4th, and comes down to the front. So I've learnt what to do to bob, and I've executed it perfectly. The listening page is intended to improve your bell listening skills. Each time you press the new errors button, which is this one, a new set of random striking errors will be generated, and it's your task to use the sliders to adjust the striking of each bell to reduce the number of errors to 0. So if you think the bell is striking too late, then you want to press that arrow to make it move a bit nearer the bell in front, or that arrow to make it move a bit further away. So we've got hand stroke and backstroke. And we need to adjust a few settings before we start, because at the moment we've got plain bob doubles up there. It does say here that suggesting that you set the method to rounds until you get your ears trained, and also an advisory that some of the adjustments may not take effect for a few seconds, so listen for a few changes before making your new adjustment. So let's set this to rounds. And we'll make it on 6, because if we have it set to doubles, there'll only be 5 bells ringing. Another thing we need to do, let's go into settings and check everything else is okay. So our listening settings down here, minimum number of strokes with errors, we're going to say 1. Now it does advise that you make it as easy as possible for yourself to start with. So if I say maximum number of strokes with errors, we'll say 4, reduce that to 2. And minimum error value. So there are little increments on the sliders, and each one of those is an error value. So if we say the minimum error value is 2 and the maximum error value is 4, then we've got a reasonable range, and it's not too dramatic. One more thing to note before we go back is that up here in the blue line settings, we've got a bell set to be operated by the J key. So we don't want that for this because we just want to listen. So make sure that that is set to none. So we've now got 2 striking errors to do. Now if you wanted to have a quick look and see where those errors were, or if you were struggling to decipher them, you can actually look at this button here, and it's going to tell us that actually we've got a striking error by the 6th at hand stroke, and the 6 is late by 2 errors. So if we set it going, let's listen. So here's the hand stroke, and that's the back stroke. Listen to the hand stroke, that's where the error is. Can you hear that the hand stroke is slightly late on the 6th? So we're going to make that come down. Listen to whether it's perfect yet. As you can see, we've got 1 error left to find. We've made 1 adjustment and we've scored 1. It's very, very slightly late still, so. So that was a very simple exercise, which I was very glad that it only gave me a very simple exercise to demonstrate it. But obviously you can see where you've got to go for the settings. And the next time, do it perhaps without looking at where the errors are. So once you get used to how it works, take the reveal errors off and see how well you do. The quiz page is, as it says, a simple quiz where you have to guess the method by listening to it. So you select the methods used in the quiz settings tab. So let's go to settings. Now there are lots and lots of methods in here. So I have restricted my selection to a few doubles methods, a couple of minor methods, and there are a couple of major methods in there as well. But you need to be comfortable with what it might choose because it's going to ask you questions about them. So if you don't know Cambridge Surprise Major, then don't select that one as a method to use in the quiz. So we'll go back to quiz and start. So it's first question is quite easy. How many bells are ringing? So let's count them. So in the drop-down menu, I think there's 6 ringing there. So select that and click Next. So is there a cover bell? So let's see whether, if I thought there wasn't a cover bell, let's see what happens. Click Next. So your choice wasn't correct, so try again. So we have got a cover bell. So is this a method or a principle? So is the treble plain hunting? Here it goes into 5th place. And now it's coming to 4th place. 2. And now it's leading. So that treble is plain hunting. And so it's a method. Now, which method is it? Is it plain bob or is it grunter? I'm going to tick Grunter. So the way that I did that was I could hear the treble lead and I know what the other bells do in Grunter. So in plain bob, my choice was plain bob or Grunter. In plain bob, a bell makes seconds over the treble when it leads, and I couldn't hear that when the treble was leading. So I opted for Grunter as the choice, and that was the right answer.